Are Everton about to win the FA Cup? Holy moly, guacamole with a bowl of schmoly, even though I don't know where I'm leaving with that, but that game, and let me repeat, that game one more time, because I just think I need a little bit more emphasis. That game was insane, like Saint Jane, like mate, Everton versus Tottenham in the FA Cup. Who says the FA Cup does not deliver? Because that, my friends, was a barn burner, in the words of JR. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm obviously talking about Jim Ross from Mr. WWE is WWE, a person now. But listen, I'm kind of like still trying to digest. First off, the laughters that I've been having all evening from expressions, because if you didn't watch his watch along, you will understand why the laughters did most certainly come along. And also, just taking in that game as a whole was crazy, simply for the fact you didn't know who was going to win. I mean, expressions were saying he knew, but no, he never. He knew when it became 5-1, and he had a good idea, but he never knew 100%. No one did. That was one of them games of football that truly could have gone either way. And you know what, mate? I know it's Everton, and I don't want to see them win, and it's facts. Like, listen, the Scousers, and especially Everton fans, a lot of Everton fans that I've spoke to, they like to say this thing where, like, cause, you know, like, they don't mind seeing Liverpool win the league or the Champions League because it's good for the city. And as much as I admire that, and I most certainly do respect that, I don't agree with that logic in whatsoever sense, shape or form. Like, I would rather, like, Everton haven't won a trophy since 1995. I am more than happy for that to go another however many years, 25 years or whatever, because listen, mate, it's hilarious, and also it's a pretty good comeback for whenever Liverpool are doing shit and Everton are doing well. So yeah, it's one of them things. That being said, mate, can Everton win the FA Cup? I mean, it's a shout. It's a proper shout, because when you think about it, this is the best team they've had in years. And you think about a performance like today, 29 shots from Tottenham, 17 from Everton. They had 10 on target. Tottenham had 12 on target. But what was the difference? Oh, let me tell you the difference. It was the fact they were clinical. And that's what they've been every game this season, in every good run of form that they've had. In fact, you know what? Overall, they've been a goal-scoring team. They've been an exciting team to watch. You can't dispute that. You can't take that away from Carlo Ancelotti. Someone who has played exciting football in the past, but isn't notoriously known for playing the most beautiful football, is known to man. Yet today, and recently, and all season, he's been getting Everton playing like amazing. He's been getting Gylfi Sigurdsson, who's just came on my screen, playing like Blim and Pele. He's changed just the dynamics of the team. Every time Sigurdsson plays, he makes a difference now. Sigurdsson was a laughingstock a second ago. But now with the influence of what a really good manager can do, it's taken just another level to these players, and they don't need all these chances. Liverpool get however many chances in a game, but it's about taking them. That's the difference between an Everton and a Liverpool right now. We might even play better than them, but they take their chances. It's more effective, and they got away with it today. Still, scoring 4 goals is dreadful, and I'll talk about Tottenham as well, because although at one end they were doing the right thing, the other end, Jose Mourinho was known for being like a tactical genius defensively. I don't know where that comes from, and I know he's had great teams in the past to back up these statements of that he's a great defensive manager, and you know, he's managed some fantastic defenders, but I'm not going to lie to you, like, I don't think he's got terrible defenders. I don't think he's got excellent defenders either, but I think he's got decent defenders. And if you've got decent defenders, I would expect, and you're a supposedly, you know, very, very good tactician when it comes to defensive tactics, then, and parking the bus and whatnot, then, mate, like, you know, you should be able to do better there. You shouldn't be conceding 4 goals. If you look at Tottenham's record all season, they shouldn't be conceding the goals that they are. They're not getting many injuries at the back. They've got Eric Dyer, who's apparently Eric Van Dijk, or whatever the frick expressions calls him. Then you've got that Rhodes on, who had a world-class performance against Liverpool. Then you've got Sanchez. Then you've got Alderweireld. I don't feel sorry for Tottenham, because, listen, mate, I've lost all my centre-backs. Do you know what I mean? All my centre-backs have gone, sayonara, James, sayonara, James, and they've dustied. They're injured for the rest of the season, so I don't feel sorry if you've got average to shit centre-backs. You still spent a lot of money on players like Sanchez and all these type of different things, because at the end of the day, when you buy these players and, you know, they're actually playing, and you've got a good manager who's great with defensive tactics, he's got to do better than that. And like I said, it's not just a one-off, so I'm not just ripping into Mourinho. I've gave him a lot of praise this season. He shocked me in many different aspects. But all that being true, I just think he's out of his depth. You know, What's the job that Jose Mourinho was brought in at Tottenham to do? And I will touch on Everton more because you have got to most certainly give them the credit. But when you think about Mourinho, he's been brought into Tottenham. The reason why they've sacked their arguably greatest manager of the Premier League era in Fremen, I forgot his name for a second there, but Mauricio Pochettino, the main man himself. The fact that you've sacked him after he got you to a Champions League final, yes, a bad run of form, but you sacked him. You brought in someone who, at the time, had no evidence that he was still a world-class manager. Mourinho will always be notoriously a world-class manager and also a bit massive name. You can never take away his accolades, but the game doesn't move on. And there's no evidence that in the current game and since he last won the league with Chelsea, he's been able to keep up with it. There's just no evidence. So I don't know how people can come to this conclusion that he's this masterclass when it comes to defensive tactics. He's shown none of that with Tottenham. He's tried it, but all it does is play is give boring football. And Expression says it all the time. Even his mum said it. He said he called his mum and she literally went on the microphone and said, Mourinho out, he plays shit football. Literally in them words. On a watch along. Like literally not giving a fuck. This is what Mourinho is doing. United fans hated him even though he won a Europa League and a League Cup. You just knew there was no real long-term project there, and I didn't understand why they sacked him because he won 2 trophies there, and if you want to say the treble, then you can say the treble. But ever since he left, you can kind of now see the cracks of why, Mourinho came in. The documentary definitely shone a lot of light and a lot of confidence. But I'm sure if you do that for most clubs, it probably will. If you see how Jurgen Klopp is with the players in the back room and whatnot, then obviously you're going to see it. And obviously rest in peace to Jurgen Klopp's mother, just because I've mentioned him. I've already mentioned it in my last stream, but I'm going to mention it again. Best wishes go to the family, and obviously rest in peace to Elizabeth Klopp. And just one more time, best wishes to all the family. And I hope, regardless of what happens and how he's feeling, take as much time as you need, boss. Many things are bigger than football, and this is certainly one of them things. So show love to Klopp in the comments down below, and let's get back into the game. I've already kind of lost... Yeah, that's it. I was talking about the documentaries. If you saw Klopp on a documentary, if you saw Arsene Wenger in a documentary, if you saw any Mauricio Pochettino, if you saw him day to day, you probably would like them more. But he hasn't shown anything concrete to where he's going to take this team to win a trophy. Okay, so now you're going to tell me, but James, he's got them to a final. Again, a great point, he's got them to a final. But they don't want to get to finals. They want to win trophies. And Mourinho is not going to beat City. He has a good chance in the sense that anyone can win a game on any given day. But if you think about logistics and you think about both teams' form going into the game, he's only going off luck. It's facts. He's got the players there. He's got the ability within that squad. But the tactics just aren't there. They're not on the level of Pep. Come on now, people. Let's just start being real. And I think Spurs fans will even agree with me. I'm very, very confident neutrals will agree with me. And if so, please let me know why. Don't just say I'm wrong. Say why, because a lot of people comment. And say a lot. There's a lot more sensible people in the comments, don't get me wrong, and shout out your damn selves. But there's a lot of people in the comments who do just say, James, you're wrong. But no backup reason, and give me a reason. Tell me why I'm wrong, because I am open-minded. I will listen to you. I won't just ignore your points. I will take them in. I do YouTube videos every day. I need to make sure I'm as right as possible, or I believe my opinion is right as... But if I've got an opinion that I so strongly believe, but it's so wrong, then tell me, and tell me why, because I actually might, flip-flop. You know what I mean? And I don't usually flip-flop, but it is what it is. Yeah, man, it's just one of them. For the game itself, though, you've got to talk about some of Everton's standout performers. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who actually went off injured. How many minutes did he even play in the end? I don't think it was that much. 55 minutes in the end. He got a goal and an assist in the time that he was on the pitch. And think Everton won that game without their main goals source. You get what I mean, mate? Like, seriously, this is such a great win for Everton. And even though they conceded 4 goals, you've just got to admire the fact they scored 5 against Tottenham, against the Mourinho side. That doesn't usually go for it. Gylfi Sigurdsson was another amazing performer. I mentioned him before, and he completely changed the game. He's completely changed their season. As a matter of fact, he got 1 goal and 3 assists. 4 goal involvements in that game just shows how important he was. You've got to mention Digne for another solid performance at left back. He's most certainly not only one of the best left backs in the league, but one of the best left backs in the world. And I don't like blowing smoke up Everton players' arses, but you have just got to be real sometimes, and he is very much up there with the best of them. But Robbo was clear. Anyway, Robin Olsen, Mate, he's well better than Pickford, isn't he? Mate, Pickford is getting whitewashed by a Roma backup. To be fair, Alisson was a Roma backup, so I can't say nothing. But you know what I'm trying to say. Nah, dinosaur arms needed to leave sooner or later, people. It was about time a manager, and it's understandable that it was someone like Carlo Ancelotti who realised the sheer shitness of Jordan Pickford. Great performance from Olsen today. 7 saves, 2 punches. You know, he was actually very involved in that game and he done the job he needed to do. Yes, he conceded 4 goals, but when you consider Tottenham had 29 shots, it's one of them things, innit, mate? So actually a solid performance there. Defensively, Everton were okay, but you've got to only leave it at okay because they did concede 4 goals. When you talk about Tottenham's key performers, they didn't start Kane, which was one of them things. They didn't start Dele Alli, who obviously didn't end up going to PSG, but I just don't understand. When you've got that squad depth at your hands, why aren't you using it? Why aren't you going with your best team? Because I look at that starting 11, you're starting with Heung-min Son up front, which is absolutely fine. Then you've got Eric Lamela on the right. Why? Okay, let me just pause. You've got Eric Lamela on the right, you've got Lucas Moura in the 10, and then you've got Steven Bergwijn on the left. Right, now let me just have a look at their bench. I've got the Spurs team here, right? So we have got on the bench, we've got a Dele Alli, we've got a Carlos Vinicius, so you can even move Son deeper and put Vinicius on the pitch, and maybe even move Kane into the 10. Just a higher chance of goals. You've got Kane, you've got Dele Alli. Why isn't Gareth Bale there? Is he not fit again? If that's the case, then wow, he needs to sort himself out, mate. That being said, they've got better options than what they're using there. And I just think Mourinho has made many questionable decisions in the past few weeks where it's actually backfired. And even though Son had a great game today, I mean, realistically, I'm trying to think from the top of my memory as well, but I can't think of any. Lloris had a shocker. Lamela was okay from instances, but you can't really say he was world class. Can't say anyone in that team was world class. Harry Kane came on and made a difference, a really big one in fact. He got really involved in the game. But yeah, you know, it was just one of them games. It was improved from the attack because they got 4 goals, and you know, even Lamela stepped up more so than probably what people thought. Heung-min Son does just what he does best. He's always the main man for that team, and then you've got Harry Kane as well. But overall, just not good enough from Tottenham. They're out of the FA Cup. They're still in the Europa League. I mean, you made it longer than us. People think that these videos are like made to laugh at other teams and whatnot. It's not. It's just I genuinely like talking about Premier League football. So whether it's United, Arsenal, whoever, Everton, I'll just be honest, man, you know what I mean? If you say something I don't like, it genuinely won't be out of bias. Maybe it might, but it's unconscious biasness, do you know what I mean? I don't genuinely come on here to try and piss people off. I'm here to speak real, and I'm here to engage with your opinions as well. So let me know your thoughts on this crazy result, what a result it was. If I had to say a man of the match, you've got to give it to Gylfi Sigurdsson. If you're saying one for Tottenham, then you've got to say Heung-min Son. But actually, before I do end the video, I want to just round up with looking at the FA Cup fixtures that have took place today, because I never got to watch any of the other games because I was occupied with this one. That being said, there was other games. Yep, Man City 3-1 against Swansea, and that's oh yeah, let me go back to the question, do I think Everton will win the FA Cup? The only reason why I don't, they can, anyone can who's still in the competition, but the reason why I don't is because no one's beaten City, and Everton will have to play City at some point, whether it's in the final, whether it's in the semi-final, whether it's in the quarters, it doesn't matter. You're going to have to play them at some frigging point in that conversation, in that competition, and when that day comes, trust me now when I say this, you are not beating them, Everton, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. We never beat them, no one's beaten them, and you know, again, on any given day. But let's just go off logistics and what we know. Let's go off facts and let's go off statistics. They are boss. This is the best City team. Statistically and even game-winning wise, they're on a 14-game win streak. That's better than any other streak they've ever had in the club's history. Not just under Pep, not just under previous, in history. So, good luck beating them if you get into any final. But Everton can certainly make a good run. I don't think the trophy run will end, but you never know. You never know. Do I think Spurs one will end? They've got a final against City. I certainly don't. I really, really don't. I'm sorry, expressions, if you're watching this video, but I think even he knows. I think even you know, my mate, you aren't going to win a trophy anytime soon. So, it is what it is. But people, if you did enjoy this video, smash a like, leave a subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in a bit. Peace out.